Hello everybody, this is Miss Suguna once again. So today we are going to attempt purchase management exercise number 1. So some of the things that you need to know in this exercise is the terms VQ, PO and GRN. VQ here actually represents the sales quotation you're going to generate. PO stands for purchase order. GRN stands for goods receipt number. Alright, so in exercise 1, what we are going to attempt to do is a vendor quotation and a purchase order. So according to the exercise, Miss Angeline Tan, your purchasing manager, has just received a quotation from your vendor, and therefore it's called a vendor quotation, and has asked you to place an order with your vendor using the Descara ERP system. So there are 4 items given, and the required delivery date is within 30 days from the date of order, and the terms of payment is cash discount 2%, 15 days, and trade discount 10% is given. Price payable includes GST. So let's not waste any more time, and let's go straight into the exercise. In this video, you will be taught how to update the terms of your unique vendor ID and also how to prepare the vendor quotation. This is something similar to sales and billing. In sales and billing, what we did was to update the terms for the customer and also create a customer quotation. This time round in purchase management, we are going to do the same for the vendor. Is that clear? If everything's okay, we are going to go in right now. Okay. The very first thing you need to do is to update the terms of your unique vendor. To do this, you need to navigate to Masters, Customers/Vendors, and click on Vendors. Please be very careful. This is a purchase management exercise, and therefore you're dealing with vendors. So you need to click on Vendors and not Customers. So once you're here, you would see that there are a lot of vendors in the listing, but what you want is your unique vendor. So you need to search for your vendor using your student ID. So my vendor is 950. Yours should be something that is related to your unique ID. So I found mine, and I'm going to click on my vendor and then click on manage vendor and then edit vendor. So once you're on this page, we are going to update vendor 950 unique debit term according to what is given in the exercise. So in the exercise, it is stated cash discount of 2%, which is valid for 15 days. So you have to look at the number of days is valid for. It says 15 days, and therefore the debit term should be net. Give it a try. Yes, it should be net 15. So I'm going to search for my debit term, and then I'm going to update it to net 15. And once you have done that, click save. And that's it for editing the debit terms of your vendor. Alright, so please be sure to click save. If not, the changes would not be saved. So once this is done, a little housekeeping, I'm going to close the tabs that I do not need anymore. Now let's move on to creating the vendor quotation. This is something similar to creating a customer quotation, just with some slight changes to where you access the quotation functions. Okay, because this is a purchase management, we are going to go to accounts payable purchases. And once we are there, we're going to click on entry, and then we're going to select purchase invert quotation. Alright, so it shows you a list of quotations which are already there, but we are going to create a new quotation. So let's click on create new. So you would see that this is something similar to the interface you saw when creating a customer quotation. So you should be quite familiar with what is required, but nonetheless, just follow me through. So once you're here, you're going to key in the unique vendor ID, okay, which is vendor followed by your 3-digit unique student ID, and you should be able to find the vendor. And once you have found the vendor, you should make sure that the debit term is correctly reflected. Is that clear? Okay, now once you have done that, move to sequence format and select NA. Once you have done that, you would be given a field to fill in your quotation number. According to the given exercise, the format of the vendor quotation should be VQ-XXXV1. Because I've created this vendor quotation before, I am going to use V2, but you should be using V1. Is that clear? Okay, once you have done that, the next step would be to key in the memo. And this memo is an indication of the various delivery terms, the terms of payment, and so on. So according to the given exercise, there is an indication of the delivery terms, which is delivery date is within 30 days from the date of order. And then the next thing is the terms of payment, which is cash discount. Please be careful with spelling, and it's important because you might lose marks if you don't spell it correctly. So cash discount 15 days. And then finally you have trade discount 10%. Okay, prices payable includes GST. And that's it for the memo. Okay, just make sure that your spelling is correct, the spacing is given appropriately. And after that, you're going to check on agent. Agent should be your unique student ID. Alright, so once this is done, you are now going to scroll down to add the products in the given list. So in my list, I have 4 products, so I'm going to click on the plus sign to add them. First of all, I have a highlighter of assorted colors. I'm going to add it. Then I have a copier paper. So if you notice, there are 2 types of copier paper. So to cut my efforts short, I'm going to just key in copier and then try to search for the product. So when you do this, please be very careful to select the correct product. So I need to select 80 GSM white, and there it is. And I need to select a 70 GSM pink, and there it is. And then I add. And then the final product is a XP toner cartridge. So I use the category number to search for this. Alright, so once you have this, the next step is to, that's right, add the quantity. So I'm just going to follow exactly what is given to me. When you key in, please double check that the quantity is correct, because if the quantity is not correct, it will affect the total cost, and therefore it will affect how you apply the discounts if there is a specific criteria for the discounts given. In this question, there are no specific criteria because trade discount of 10% is given, is without any restrictions on the total cost. So we are just going to use 10%. So what we are going to do is we're going to apply the global discount after we have entered all the items here. Okay, and then we are going to key in 10%. So what is happening here is once you do that, you will see some changes in the total cost. And finally, the second last step is to include the total tax. Alright, so according to the given instructions, the total tax should be GST 7%. Right, so we're going to click yes, and then we're going to select GST TX7 at 7%. Alright, so once you have done that, the last step is to include the address. And you would notice that for this particular vendor, the address is already stated. Okay, if the address is not stated, you should key in the address according to what is stated in the exercise or in the exam paper that you see. Okay, so I'm just going to save it. So once that's done, okay, click on save, and you're done creating the vendor quotation. So same thing, once you have created a vendor quotation, click on print records and then save it as a PDF. Register number underscore name underscore the file name that appears here. So with that, we have come to the end of the first part of this exercise, which is to create the vendor quotation after updating the debit terms for your unique vendor. Okay, So in the next lesson, we will see how to complete this exercise together as a class. Is that clear? Okay, thank you all, and then I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye-bye.